Good morning, everyone. I am Marquineta Gregan-Sorio from BSED Mathematics 1. And today, I'm going to discuss the late childhood or the intermediate scholars. I'm going to discuss their physical development, cognitive development, and socio-emotional development. How do you define intermediate scholars? Late childhood is generally defined as ages 9 through 12. It is also may call this stage as pretense, playful, and physical active. Physical development of intermediate scholars. Early puberty. On the average, girls are generally as much as 2 years ahead of boys in terms of physical maturity. Puberty changes start when brain triggers the production of sex hormones. Changes during early puberty. Girls. Small lumps from behind the nipple may occur, which sometimes could be painful but eventually the pain goes away. The vulva starts increase a bit. The vagina gets longer. The uterus gets bigger. Hairs will start to grow in the armpit and public area. For boys, may also have swelling on their chest but tend to go away within a year. Subtle increase in testicle size. Penis and scrotum starts to grow. Semen may be released when he is awake or even during a sleep. Hair will start to grow in the armpit and public areas around genitals. May start developing chest and facial hair. Height, width, and muscle development. Many of the bodily structures like the liver, muscles, skeleton, kidneys, and face follow a normal curve of development for both girls and boys. It also increases in bodily fat. Girls appear to be chubby while boys tend to have more lean body mass per inch of height than girls. Motor skills. During this stage, movements or the muscles and the bones become more coordinated. At the age of 10 or 11 years, most children will have learned to play sports like swimming, basketball, running, and volleyball. From the age of 8, children show greater coordination in writing. Insecurities. At this stage, children may become very concerned about their physical appearance. Girls, especially, may become concerned about their weight and decide to eat less. Boys may become aware of their stature and muscle size and strength. Implication to childcare, education, and parenting. During this stage, children are more physically active. However, they still have a lot of physical maturity to undergo. Here are some points to consider for healthcare providers, teachers, and parents. First is provide ample opportunities at home and in school for physical exercises and sports. Second, encourage children to participate in varied worthwhile activities until they are able to discover the ones they are interested in. Third, develop a strong emotional attachment with your children so as to address any insecurities and social concerns. Fourth, since children in this stage have more control over their eating habits, provide them healthier food choices. And for cognitive development of the intermediate scholars, initial cognitive characteristics. Their ability to use logic and reasoning gives them chances to think about what they want and how they get it. They now become very interested in talking about their future or even their potential careers. They develop a special interest in collection, hobbies, and sports. They are even capable of understanding concepts without having direct hands-on experiences. Reading development. Children in this stage is marked by a wide application of word attack. They are no longer into fairy tales and magic types of stories, but are more interested in longer and more complex reading materials. Attention. For attention, older children have longer and more flexible attention span compared to younger children. Their span of attention is dependent on how much is required by the given tasks. In terms of schoolworks, older children can concentrate and focus more for long period of hours, especially if they are highly interested in what they are doing. For creativity, children at this stage are often open to explore new things. Creativity in children and encourage when activities is the following. First, encourage different responses from each children. Second, celebrate uniqueness. Third, break stereotypes. Fourth, value process over product. Fifth, reduce stress and anxiety in children. And last, minimize competition and external rewards. Impact of media. The dream of having a television unit in every classroom started in the 1950s. The impact of the use of television and other media like the computer has gained popularity because students are given or opportunity to communicate effectively in speech and in writings. Second, work collaboratively. Third, use technological tools. Fourth, analyze problems, set goals, and formulate strategies for achieving those goals. And the last, seek out information or skills on their own as needed to meet their goals. Media and aggression. Violence and aggression are often dubbed as one of the results according to the Public Health Summit in 2000. The following are some negative results of media. First, children will increase antisocial and aggressive behavior. Second, children may become less sensitive to violence and thus suffers from violence. Third, children will decide to see more violence in entertainment and real life. And the last, children will view violence as an acceptable way to settle conflicts. Implication to childcare, education, and parenting. Children have varying intelligences profiles. Those profiles may be based on influence on learning and achievements. Parents, child care providers, and teachers should be able to recognize this truth. First, being an eager participant in children's growth and development. Second, understand how to use the children's natural curiosity to help make the appropriate developmental leap in their skills and abilities, creating an atmosphere where risks can be taken and discoveries made while children remain safe. Last is the socio-emotional development of the intermediate scholars. Understanding self-confidence, self-identity, and self-conflict. One of the most widely recognized as a characteristics of this period of development is the acquisition of feeling of self-confidence. During late childhood, children can now describe themselves with internal and psychological characteristics and traits. They most likely employ more social comparison, distinguishing themselves from others. Emotional development. The same with other areas of development, children in this stage show improved emotional understanding, increased understanding that more than one emotion can be experienced in a single experience. Also, another milestone in this stage is the development of the children's emotional intelligence, or what we so-called the IQ. Emotional intelligence has four main areas. First area is developing emotional self-awareness. Second is the managing emotion or self-control. Third is reading emotion or the perspective talking. And fourth is handling emotion or resolve problems. Building friendship. The approval and belongingness they receive contributes to the stability and security of their emotional development. Peer size also and less supervision by adults is required. At this stage, children prefer to belong to the same sex peer groups. There are 5 types of peer status. Those are popular, average, neglected, rejected, and controversial. So when we say popular, it is frequently nominated as the best friend and one is rarely disliked by peers. And when we say average, it receives an average number of positive and negative nomination from peers. Neglected is very seldom nominated as best friend but is not really disliked. Rejected and frequently nominated as best friend but one who is also disliked by peers. Last is the controversial, which is frequently nominated as a best friend but at the same time is disliked by peers. Popular children have the following skills with which peers find very positive, and as a result they become the most favored in the group. First one is they give reinforcement. Second, they act naturally. Third, they listen carefully and keep open communication. Fourth is they are happy and are in control of their negative emotions. And the last is they show enthusiasm and concern for others. Characteristics of neglected children and why the group of majority of the peers develop negative feelings towards them. First is they participate less in classroom. Second, they have negative attitudes in schools, tardiness, and attendance. Third, they are more often reported as being lonely. Last is they are aggressive. Family. Family support at this stage is crucial. If the children do not find a positive family when they find their interests, they can easily get frustrated. If families are primary support system, failure and setbacks become temporary and surmountable than something that is attributed to personal flaws or deficits. Implication to children to childcare, education, and parenting. Intermediate school children's socio-emotional competency should be viewed in the context of the child's developmental age. Health providers, teachers, and parents should be able to first gain understanding of their child's socio-emotional strengths and weaknesses by second, encourage children to talk about their feelings without doing it forcefully. Third is design activities that allow children to work on their own and discover activities and hobbies that they enjoy.